Hey everybody, Super Nova here. So as we know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is getting a total of 48 remade tracks by the end of 2023. So in Mario Kart Tour, we have tracks that have a total of 3 different routes, so it's kinda hard to predict how they'll be working in the Booster Course Pass. But that'll be my job today, predicting on how I think the remaining 4 tracks will be working in the Booster Course Pass. I'm Super Nova, and these are my predictions for Vancouver Velocity, Los Angeles Laps, Athens Dash, and Piranha Plant Cove, and how I think they'll be working in the Booster Course Pass. So without further ado, let's get predicting. Now then, let's get predicting. So the first track we have is Vancouver Velocity. So I've managed to roughly map out the full map of Vancouver Velocity. Now let's take a look at the variants. Once again, blue will be 1, green will be 2, and pink will be 3. Now then, let's get to the predicting. So let's map out the starting line right here. And now let's get to the fun part. So originally I had made Vancouver Velocity 3 as the first lap and Vancouver Velocity 2 is the second lap. However, I'm switching these two around, making Vancouver Velocity 2 the first lap and Vancouver Velocity 3 the third lap. And now I did say Vancouver Velocity 3 was quite anticlimactic. However, looking back at the map, I felt Vancouver Velocity 2 fit best as the first lap. So, players will be starting by going in this direction, doing Vancouver Velocity 2 in reverse, coming on to the second lap, which will be Vancouver Velocity 3, and once again, Vancouver Velocity 1 stays the same, being the final lap because it's a complete change of scenery as well as a final shortcut at the end to make for an epic comeback. That's my updated prediction for Vancouver Velocity. Let's move on to the second track. For our second track, we have Los Angeles Laps. So of course, I've mapped out the entirety of Los Angeles Laps right here. And now let's look at the variants. 1 will be in blue, of course. 2 is in green. And of course, the final will be in pink. Now then, let's look at the starting lines. So, to begin our race, we'll have players start on the first lap, LA Laps 1, and going along in this direction. Now, for lap 2, I did something a little different. So in Tour Singapore Speedway and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we can see that the final lap doesn't start where the original first 2 laps had begun, and actually starts partway through Singapore Speedway 2. So I decided to pull an element of that into LA Laps, having the second lap begin underneath the bridge and along the route of LA Laps 3. So players will be heading in this direction for the second lap, doing LA Laps 3 as the lap 2. Now for the final lap, we'll begin where LA Laps 3 would normally start. However, we'll go along the route of LA Laps 2. Now I put LA Laps 2 as the final lap, as it has possibly the best potential for shortcuts. And to finish off the race, we'll be turning back onto the blue route, which is LA Laps 1. And that's my updated prediction for Los Angeles Laps. Let's move on to the third track. Now then, we have the newest city in Mario Kart Tour, Athens Dash. So right here I've roughly mapped out each variant, the whole map itself. However, as you can see, there's a couple of routes missing, but we'll get into that in a sec. So of course, the first variant is blue, the second variant is green, and the supposed third variant will be pink. So this is likely what the third variant could look like. Now then, let's map out the starting line. Our race will begin right here. Now for the first lap, we'll do Athens Dash 1, which will be done in this direction. Now to continue along the first lap, we'll be doing Athens Dash 3, going along the whole route of the pink route. And then we'll be coming back to the starting line in this direction to begin Athens Dash 2, which will be the second lap, doing it in this direction. Now we'll come back around to the starting line after doing the whole lap of Athens Dash 2, and the final lap will be Athens Dash 1, the blue route, and we'll be coming back to the starting line to finish off the race. And that's my prediction for Athens Dash. Let's move on to the final track. Now then, we have an original track, and not a city track, and the first original track to have many variants, Piranha Plant Cove. So I've roughly managed to map out the entirety of Piranha Plant Cove, and now let's take a look at the variants. 1, of course, is in blue, 2 is in green, and we have the third variant in pink. Now then, let's look at the starting line. Players will be starting our race right here. Now, to begin the race, we'll be doing Piranha Plant Cove 1, which will be done in this direction, which is the blue route. Now, I said Piranha Plant Cove 3 could be the second lap, as it does follow the same direction as Piranha Plant Cove 1. Now for the final lap, here's where we'll do a little bit of a twist. So we'll then go along the route Piranha Plant Cove 3, however, then turn onto this route, which is Piranha Plant Cove 1, and then we'll be going along the green route in this direction for Piranha Plant Cove 2. Now the only reason I made Piranha Plant Cove 2 in reverse is because if you take a look at this portion right here, we can see what looks to be of some sort of ramps. Now I definitely hope Nintendo doesn't take off on this opportunity to make this part as potential ramp boost, because in Mario Kart Tour's version, these things are not used at all, unless it's doing the R version of Piranha Plant Cove 2. And then, to finish off our race, we'll be coming back to where we started the full race. And that's my prediction for Piranha Plant Cove. So these have been my predictions for the 4 remaining tracks that are likely to be ported over to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Do you agree with how my predictions work out, or do you have a different way on how you think they'll pan out in the booster course path? I'd love to hear your ideas. But anyways, that's all I have for today. So if you did enjoy, give this video a thumbs up, turn the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye!